Yeah, it's been a bit unusual, but on the whole, it's just great to be back training around a few blokes, getting a bit more touch, and there's a real energy about the season coming up, and we're super keen just to get into it. And a 3-week pre-season's a pretty good result because we're used to doing 3 months, 4 months, so to turn it around in 3 weeks is very exciting.
A lot of sort of unknown about what's going to happen in the coming weeks. What have you been told to prepare for?
I don't know anything that you boys haven't heard, so we're just getting ourselves really fit and ready to go, and then if we got to go to the Goldie, we've got to go to the Goldie. Hopefully we can stay here, but at the end of the day, we're going to be able to play footy whenever, wherever, against whoever. We'll be 100% ready.
As a squad, as a skipper as well, do any of the boys talk to you about any concerns they may have about being away from home?
Yeah, naturally there's concerns. There's blokes with families and kids and, sick loved ones, and it's just a big move. So there are some concerns there, and we think it's really important to get those out in the open so we can help each other through it. So we've had a bit of discussion in our small groups, and we'll probably have, that was Tommy Rockcliffe, so he's going to be leaving a couple of little ones at home if he has to head away. So yeah, we want to help each other through it. We know it's going to be tough, but at the same time we've got a job to do, and we know it's a great opportunity for us to go away as a group and spend a lot of time together.
Have they been leaning on you more than in years gone by, so you're the number one man now?
Yeah, I'm the Players Association delegate and the skipper, so I have a little bit of responsibility there, but I feel like that's part of my role anyway, and the boys, Hamish Hartlett, Ollie, myself, see that as really important in the connection space and the way we see the group gelling together. So we're all here for each other. It goes beyond us three, it's the whole group, and I don't think it's something that we have to focus on doing, it's just something that comes naturally.
Was the Players Association that you're a part of meeting, talking more regularly, given everything that's going on?
Yeah, basically since we went on leave 8 weeks ago, we've been pretty active. There's been sort of weekly or bi-weekly meetings where we've been in discussions with the AFL, with the playing groups, with the Players Association themselves, just working all this out, and being able to stay in Adelaide has been a great result, and the AFL have been great about it, and now we're just keen to get out there and play some footy.
Had any sort of major sticking points of things that have come up so far?
Naturally the hubs was a pretty big shock initially, and to avoid that at least temporarily is great, but like we said, it's important that we get to play some footy this year, and the players are willing to make some sacrifices to do that, and and as has everyone else, so we're just keen to get out there now.
Have you been told anything about where you'll stay, like your accommodation and all that up there, or is that too far down the track?
We had some initial stuff lined up, but I think that's gone back to the drawing board now. We've bought ourselves a little bit of time, so I'll leave that to Chris Davies and Keith and Kenny, and they'll pick the place that's best for our preparation and obviously to adhere to the guidelines as well.
The situation seems to change pretty much every day. Is it a bit draining from a race perspective? You think you've got a bit more certainty and then it changes, a couple of hours later?
Look, you can only control what you can control, so there's not too much point worrying about it. You just go about your daily life, you do your training, you find something to occupy yourself outside of footy, and when you get the call up to play or come back to training, then you make the adjustment then, but there's really no point worrying about it, because like you said, we've been dealing in hypotheticals for about 2 months now, and if you're going to be riding the highs and lows, you'd probably be pretty mentally exhausted, so yeah, no point doing it.
I was just going to ask about the group here. Have you got a measure on their fitness and how much has been lost over that time?
Yeah, I think we're in a great space. So we're actually doing our testing today, so it's just a 1 kilometre time trial instead of the 3 by 1 kilometre time trials we usually do, and the first batch of results were pretty impressive, so I think the boys are in some really good nick, and it just shows that they took their time away seriously and are really prepared to play.
Do you feel personally that you've lost any fitness at all?
No, I think the one thing you do lose is a little bit of touch. Obviously you could only train in pairs, and even then it's not always viable to do that every day, so you lose a bit more of your touch and the agility stuff, so our strength and conditioning team have been really diligent in introducing us back into that. In terms of the fitness stuff, being able to go out and run around and over was the one thing we did have good control of, so the boys have really done a great job of that.
What was impressive, mate? Are you on par with what you would have been coming back from a pre-season? You're better, you're worse? Where does that all fit in?
I'm no expert, but I'm sure you'll quote me on it, but we're in better condition than we come back from off-season, far better condition, but probably not quite the same level as just prior to round one. But also, like I said, I'm not exactly sure. I know running around out there, we feel really good, and Stewie Graham, who's been looking at the data, is really happy with where we're at.
What's Monday morning going to feel like when you can finally lay some body?
I'm pretty excited about that. I reckon that's probably why we feel so good, because when you're training without contact, it's completely different. Once you got to tackle someone or get tackled and get back up off the ground and do it again, that's a different sort of exhaustion. So that'll be a real test, but it'll be really exciting just to hit a few bodies and wake up with that soreness on Tuesday.
Who's go after?
Just whoever's there. It doesn't really matter. We've got to make sure we're ready to play, and it's going to be a fortnight come Monday, so there's going to be no holding back. We've got to make sure we're 100% ready for round two.
It's initially 2 contact sessions a week. Is that enough?
Look, I believe that more contact the better, but 2 is better than 1, so and better than none this week. So we see that as a real step up, and I think initially that'll be fine because, like I said, it'll take your body a little while to adjust again after not having made any contact for over 2 months.
Do you know when the fixture's going to come? Or the dispatch?
Like I said, you guys know as much as me. I'm not too fussed. Like I said, we're ready to play wherever, whoever.
Do you think there's a realistic possibility now, just in Europe, it's only opinion based, really? Is there a realistic possibility you actually might be able to hang around in Adelaide into the season?
I just genuinely can't answer that. I don't know. Really, like we said, the landscape changes too often.
Is that annoying, Tish? Like the fact that we're all with this uncertainty, the longer it goes.
Oh, look, I think we'd all like to see the end of it, but it's probably more annoying for like the blokes that have kids and commitments, and it's probably more annoying for my wife because she gets left at home alone, and I get to at least go to the Gold Coast and hang out with 40 other blokes. So we'd like to see the back of it, but it is what it is.